Written by the British playwright William Shakespeare around 1594, Romeo and Juliet is a romantic tragedy. The play takes place over 4 days in the northern Italian city of Verona. Two important families of Verona, the Capulets and the Montagues, are feuding so much that even their servants are fighting. So, Prince Aeschylus of Verona proclaims whichever side restarts the fighting first will be put to death. Romeo Montague, a teenage boy, is sad because he's in love with Rosalind, who won't reciprocate his love. Romeo and his friend Benvolio and cousin Mercutio sneak into a masquerade feast at the Capulet house, hoping to see Rosalind. The feast is being given to introduce 13-year-old Juliet Capulet to Count Paris, who wants to marry her. When Romeo meets Juliet, they fall in love and kiss. Romeo is then spotted by the short-tempered Tybalt Capulet, Juliet's cousin and Romeo's worst enemy, who forces the men to leave the party. That night, Romeo sneaks to Juliet's balcony, and they exchange vows of love. Juliet's nurse helps them meet the next day in front of Friar Lawrence, who marries them. Tybalt kills Mercutio when Romeo tries to break up a fight, and Romeo then kills Tybalt. Prince Aeschylus banishes Romeo from Verona. Friar Lawrence arranges it so that Romeo and Juliet spend the night together before Romeo has to leave for Mantua. The Capulets decide to move up Juliet's wedding date to Count Paris in order to help everyone feel happy after Tybalt's death. Juliet's parents don't understand why she's upset at the thought of marrying Paris, since they don't know about Romeo. Juliet gets Friar Lawrence's help in taking a sleeping potion that will allow her to fake her death. When people arrive for the wedding, they think Juliet's dead. Friar Lawrence unsuccessfully sends a message to Romeo, so in hearing of Juliet's death, Romeo buys a poison for himself. He goes to the Capulet burial vault where he kills Paris and sees Juliet's body. He drinks the poison and dies next to her. Juliet then wakes up, and the friar tells her what happened. Juliet kills herself with Romeo's dagger before the friar returns with Prince Aeschylus, Romeo's father, and the Capulets. Both families agree to a peace after this tragedy and promise to erect gold statues in their memory. Character analysis. Romeo Montague is a witty, romantic, emotional teen. His puppy love for Rosalind quickly disappears as his love for Juliet grows deeper throughout the play. He has strong emotions of anger and despair, and acts on these by killing Tybalt and even killing himself. Juliet Capulet is more logical than Romeo. She acts on her loyalty to Romeo even after he kills her cousin. Friar Lawrence is a kind-hearted man, yet he marries Romeo and Juliet because he wants peace in Verona and is willing to create schemes to keep the marriage intact. Theme. Shakespeare shows love as a strong force that makes characters take illogical action, forgetting their loyalties and values. Falling in love seems up to fate, or else Romeo and Juliet would be natural enemies following their family's feud. Love makes Juliet jump into marriage when she wasn't ready to marry Paris before. Love makes Romeo return to Verona and kill himself after seeing Juliet's body. And that's Romeo and Juliet.